On that theme of leadership, obviously Granit left, Rob was a really important guy behind the scenes, I think Kieran too. Have you had to change the dynamic at all, or ask people to give more leadership and step up a bit more than last year? And if so, who?
Yes, and there are many, many ways to do it, and I've been part of teams that they've done it in many different ways. In December January it was different to June. Why? Because a few players left, a few players went on loan, that they were part of it. Some of them are playing, some of them start not to play, and you have to feel the temperature there to make sure who is involved, why is involved, for how long is involved, and as well don't seek for too many changes, and it comes to a point when that culture is set, then it's about living, how we want to live together and what the standards are and the necessities are within the squad to continue to evolve in that sense, and we have everything that we need right now.
One player who last year was very quickly made a senior player was Gabriel Jesus. And just wondering, he got that goal against United and he's had a slightly up and down start for the season with knee injury. How are you seeing him now, and how important is he? What does he bring there?
Well, when you look at the last 6 months of Gabi, or 7 months, and after the long-term injury that he had and the amount of football that he missed, then he came back in pre-season, he started to get the rhythm again, then he had another injury, another surgery. So we have to build him up. He's a tremendous player, a really important player for us. He changed our world last season. You could all see that, and he's going to be a really important player for us. I think he brought a different energy, a different belief, a different threat, a different fear to the opponents, and he did it in a really natural way, and I think he contributed hugely for the step that we had in the season.
Markinson?
You said in the past that, Gabby, that he brings chaos to the team. Is that something that you like to see when the sort of forward just causing mayhem in the box?
In certain areas of the pitch, I love it. In other areas of the pitch, I hate it. So it's where you produce that chaos, and he as well, obviously, he attracts a lot of attention and players, the way he plays and creates a space for others, and that's a big quality of Gabi.
When you signed him, getting him from Manchester City with the champions, it was almost a statement signing. Did you feel that players from the very highest level were prepared to come to Arsenal, and maybe in the past you were buying players from slightly just below that top level?
Yes, and obviously when you sign a player that and he's done it in the league, and he's got the hunger and the right reasons to join us, it was a no-brainer for us to do it, and we could see the impact that he had straight away in the team.
I can ask you just very briefly, on Everton, you've got this poor record, as you say. Obviously what's coming, and how difficult is it to actually combat? You know what they're going to be like, you know what the atmosphere is going to be like. How do you get the players to sort of understand exactly what's coming to hit them?
They know. Obviously, we have experienced it. The majority of the players have experienced it. Is the level of focus and attention that you need when you play against a team like that. Like last year when we were in NL, we had the best period in the game, which that's when we conceded the goal in the set play, and the game changed. And you have to be prepared for that, because in any moment the chain momentum shifts, and that's the challenge that we're going to have on Sunday.
Jonathan Times?
Eddie went away with England, didn't get a single minute. Did that please you as a manager, because he's obviously not injured or possibly not even tired? Or did it annoy you as well? Because what was the point of taking he's not going to play?
Well, I think it's a big point to be named in the England national team. I think it's a big point. He was really happy. I was really proud of him. And then, it's Gareth and the coaching staff decision. He's going to have to earn the right to play as well. And that tells you the level that there is there. And when you see the competition that he has in his position, it's welcome to the competition.
So he's not disappointed?
I'm sure he is, because he wants to play every minute, not win him. But at the same time, I think he has to be really happy to be part of it.
What has he got to do to be an England player?
That's a question for Gareth. I have enough with my job.
Isam from the Daily Mail.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
With Everton, obviously, the physicality, it's a point that a lot of people bring up. In what ways can you try and prepare and combat that? And it's obviously early days in the season. Can this game potentially be a bit of a blueprint for future games where physicality comes to the fore again?
Well, there's a lot of games that you play, in that way. But for me, Everton's quality is not physicality, it's what they do. They play really well the game that they play. Really, really well. And Sean is extremely well at doing that. And I think just talking about physicality, for me, doesn't reflect the quality as they do, the reason why they do, the intention that they have, how they build sequences and momentum in matches. Is a lot of work there, so it's much deeper than that, in my opinion.
In terms of timescale on Mohamed Elneny, what's the timescale there? And the season ahead, what kind of role do you think he could play on the pitch for you guys this season?
Well, first of all, he's been training with us. You know, he had a little niggle in his hamstring a few weeks ago, and he's back in training now. Obviously, it's been a long-term injury. It's the last stages of that rehab right now, and then it's about building momentum and game time with him. But I always said he's our glue player. He's the one that brings everybody together, sticks everybody together. He's a really important player for me in the squad, and I'm delighted to have him.
And with Gabriel, because obviously you had 2 potential knocks for Brazil over the international break, do you have to be careful in terms of time management for this game ahead of Everton as he fully fit for the game?
Yes, we try to always check the players and understand what happened, and we have good contact with the national team. And Gabi had a little issue while he was there. He managed to play the second game, so it's something obviously that for the next sequence of matches we're going to have to be aware of.